Today we're going to be doing an easy fruit cake, and what we're going to need to do first things first is preheat our oven, which I've shown you how to do, and then we are going to need to line our tins. Our oven is set at 160 degrees or 140 fan. These are our tins and they've been lined, so they've got our linings in. And we are now going to start putting together our cake recipe. So we've got our bowl. We're going to put in our liquid ingredients first. Again, this stops things sticking from the bottom of the bowl. So we've got our oil already. Just going to get our oranges and our lemon. Now, even though the recipe does not call for it, I'm just going to put a little bit of the zest from the orange and the lemon into the recipe because it will enhance the flavour. And I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. So this is our grater. We're going to be using this grater here. We could use this one, it's just a bit small, but these ones are unsuitable because they're just too big. We only want tiny, tiny flecks of the orange and lemon zest. Now, when you're doing this, you're not going too far into the lemon. You don't want to see the white. We're just trying to get literally the zest of the lemon. And quite often people think that they're, you know, grating a lump of cheese. You're not. You're literally just taking the top layer of the orange and the lemon off. So just gone round like that. I'll just use the orange as well. Now it doesn't say to do this on the recipe sheet, but I quite like to, so you can, that's up to you whether or not you want to do it. I think it adds flavour. There's some natural oils in the skin of the orange and the lemon. I quite like it. Now, can you see how not very much has actually come out of our grater? There is a trick. If you get one of these silicone brushes, just brush this gently, then that zest will come in. And also you can put your hand in and just get that orange and lemon zest in there. Now, we only need the juice of half of each of these. Again, with the bridge, this is obviously larger than what we've cut before. But again, you're slicing through like that. And again, that bridge. You're just basically keeping the knife away from your fingers. You can use a lemon juicer or a squeezer or anything like that. Alternatively, just get a fork, put it into your orange, squeeze like this, and just get that juice out. And again with the lemon, putting your fork in and just squeezing that juice out. So that's our oil, our zest, and our lemon and orange juice in the bowl. We're going to add our eggs into the mixture, and again just tapping lightly and pulling the eggs apart. Ooh, nearly. Ooh, they're alive, sorry. So just tapping and pulling. And now we're going to look at our dry ingredients. The recipe calls for half a teaspoon of our allspice or mixed spice. We're going to get half a teaspoon. And then do you remember me talking to you previously about just levelling that off? If we left it like that, it'd be too much spice. So we're just levelling it off there, making a teeny bit of mess in the meantime. And that's our half a teaspoon of that. And then what we want is a full teaspoon, if we can find it, 1 teaspoon here of our cinnamon. So again, hang on, we might have to tip that one in, making a smidgen, a little bit of a mess. Levelling that off. See if we can get the excess back into there. Oh, there we go, put that in. And then we need a teaspoon of baking powder. And again, just levelling it off so that we've got the right amount in there. Too much baking powder can make things taste a bit soapy, so we don't want that. Once we've put all those dry ingredients together, you're just giving it a good stir to make sure it's combined, and then we'll start adding our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. We're going to put in our raisins and our mixed fruit. Again, that's all been weighed out. We're going to put our flour in. We're going to put our brown sugar in. I'm basically going to give that a really good stir. And I'm going to show you a trick in a second when it's all combined. It doesn't take very long to combine all those ingredients together. Now, we need to divide this evenly in the tins, and I'm going to show you a little cheeky trick that I've got. You want these to be as even as possible so that when you're looking at it, it looks nice and neat, and also so when you're cooking it in the oven, they cook evenly. If you've got one cake that's significantly bigger than the other, then it's obviously one's going to cook quicker and one's going to cook slower. Now what we do, put your scales on 0, weigh your mixture and do a quick little bit of maths. This weighs 860 grams, so we're going to split that in 2, which would be 430. So we know that we need in each of our cake tins 430 grams of cake mixture. We know roughly it's half, so there we go, 429 in there, and then we'll spread that out evenly afterwards, just before we put it in the oven. And then there we go. So I'm going to spread that out and then we'll put it in the oven. These are now going in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. I have to say they smell absolutely amazing. These have cooled slightly, and I mean slightly, they're still hot to the touch. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a flat knife and just gently go around the edge of the cake and the next one. Now, just gonna, oh look, the greaseproof's already come off. I didn't have to do anything. That looks lovely. And again, you can just kind of tip it out and put it on your hand like that. So I've now shown you 2 ways of doing it. And just take the greaseproof paper off. That's where there was a lump of sugar in that wasn't quite stirred in properly, but that'll just make a lovely caramelly kind of flavour. So we're going to finish off our easy fruit cake. Now it's cold. You could have iced it, or we could have iced this a bit warmer, but it's hard to pick up and it's more likely to crumble and crack. So choose the best looking top. That's going to be our top, this is going to be our bottom. And all you're doing is placing it on a plate, apricot jam, giving it a quick mix. It's easier to spread if you give it a quick stir first. And we're just putting a light bit of apricot jam on this, just moving this around the cake nice and simply. Now this is quite a dense cake. It's not light and fluffy. It's not supposed to be light and fluffy. I'm going to put the lid on this. And then we're just going to dust it with some icing sugar. And the way to get a nice even dust on it is actually to use your sieve. It doesn't take much icing sugar to do this. And that is our cake finished.